Discipline yourself. It's a command, a challenge, and a promise all at once. It's the cornerstone of greatness, the foundation of success, and the path to true freedom. Discipline is not something that you stumble upon by chance. It's a muscle you develop, a habit you forge, and an investment you make in yourself every single day. Consider this. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary, something worth talking about, has one thing in common. They disciplined themselves. They didn't wake up motivated every day. They didn't always feel like putting in the work. But they knew that to create a legacy, to live a life that matters, they had to put in the effort. They had to commit to their vision, no matter what distractions or difficulties came their way. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and their achievement. Think about it. When you set a goal, when you dream big, that dream is just an idea until you have the discipline to bring it to life. Discipline turns an idea into action and action into reality. Without it, dreams remain just dreams. Some people look at discipline as a restriction, as if it chains them down, limits their freedom, or makes life dull. But the truth is, discipline is the ultimate form of freedom. Because when you're disciplined, you have control over your choices, your actions, your life. You are not at the mercy of fleeting desires or temporary temptations. You are driven by a purpose, and nothing can shake you off course. Ask yourself, what would happen if you disciplined yourself to stick with every commitment you made? If you pushed past excuses, overcame temptations, and stayed true to your word? Imagine how powerful you would become if you stopped giving in to distractions, if you set aside all the excuses that held you back. Discipline is the silent partner of success. It doesn't shout. It doesn't demand praise. It just works, quietly, every day, chipping away at doubts and fears until you become unstoppable. Discipline doesn't need recognition. It's not glamorous. But without it, nothing else matters. With it, you can accomplish anything. So many people give up on their dreams because they lack discipline. They start with enthusiasm, but enthusiasm fades. They begin with excitement, but excitement dwindles. Discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire burning even when enthusiasm fades. It's what keeps you moving forward when excitement is nowhere to be found. It's easy to be disciplined when you feel motivated, but true discipline shines when motivation is gone. Motivation comes and goes. It's unpredictable and unreliable. Discipline, however, is consistent. Discipline stays with you even when motivation is nowhere to be seen. Discipline is your loyal friend, guiding you on the days when you don't feel like trying, when you're tempted to quit, and when the road seems long and lonely. Self-discipline is not about punishing yourself. It's about empowering yourself. It's about saying, I'm worth the effort. My dreams are worth the sacrifice. Every time you discipline yourself to stay on course, you're telling yourself, I believe in me. I'm worth fighting for. And that belief becomes stronger until nothing can shake your resolve. But let's be real, discipline isn't easy. It requires sacrifice. It demands that you say no to comfort, no to distractions, and no to shortcuts. It's about embracing discomfort in the short term to reap the rewards in the long term. Discipline is about looking at the big picture and choosing what matters over what feels good in the moment. When you discipline yourself, you build self-respect. Each time you follow through on a commitment, you prove to yourself that you can be trusted. You prove to yourself that you are reliable, that you can count on you. Self-discipline is the foundation of self-respect. It's knowing that no matter what happens, you are in control of yourself, your actions, and your life. Think about the power of consistency. When you discipline yourself, you practice consistency, and consistency compounds over time. The small, disciplined actions you take today may seem insignificant, but they add up. They grow. They build momentum, until one day, you look back and realize that you've transformed. Discipline is not about big, grand gestures. It's about the small decisions you make every day, the choices you make moment by moment. Discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you develop. It's a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice. It requires commitment. But here's the good news. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes. The more you discipline yourself, the more natural it feels. And as you strengthen your discipline, you strengthen yourself. It's time to take control of your life. Stop letting distractions, doubts, or temporary discomforts hold you back. Discipline yourself to do what needs to be done, to show up every day, to stay true to your commitments. And as you do, you'll start to see a change, a powerful, undeniable transformation. You'll become stronger, wiser, more resilient. You'll become someone who doesn't give up, someone who perseveres, someone who makes things happen. Discipline yourself because every moment you invest in yourself is a step closer to the life you envision. When you look back, you'll see how every instance of self-discipline created a path that only you could walk, a journey uniquely yours. Discipline teaches you to prioritize what's essential over what's convenient, to value growth over comfort, and to seek excellence rather than mediocrity. It's often said that discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Think about that. How powerful would your life be if you consistently did what you needed to do, regardless of your mood? Imagine the level of mastery you could achieve if you disciplined yourself to practice every day, to work on your craft, to refine your skills. Self-discipline is the voice inside that says, keep going. It's the inner strength that says, I can and I will. It's that part of you that refuses to settle, that fights for every inch toward your dreams. Discipline makes you a person of action, someone who doesn't just talk about goals, but takes relentless steps toward them. When you discipline yourself, you are training your mind to focus, to ignore distractions, to prioritize. You are cultivating a mindset of resilience, one that doesn't flinch in the face of challenges, but welcomes them. Discipline makes you unbreakable, because it roots you in a solid foundation that no setback can shake. Think about every time you've been tempted to quit, to take the easy way out, or to give in to temporary pleasures. Now imagine if, every single time, you chose discipline instead. Imagine if you turned every temptation into an opportunity to grow stronger. That's the power of self-discipline. It transforms your weaknesses into strengths. Discipline is your anchor when the storm hits. When life throws you curveballs, when things don't go as planned, discipline keeps you grounded. It keeps you focused on the end goal, reminding you that temporary pain is just that, temporary. The reward of discipline, however, is lasting. Discipline doesn't require you to be perfect. It just requires you to keep showing up, to keep trying, to keep improving. It's about progress, not perfection. It's about the small, consistent steps that accumulate and turn into something extraordinary. Those who are disciplined don't achieve greatness overnight. They achieve it through days, months, and years of steady dedication. Self-discipline allows you to build a life you don't need to escape from. It allows you to create a reality that aligns with your values, your purpose, your dreams. When you discipline yourself, you are choosing a life of meaning over a life of fleeting pleasures. You are choosing substance over shortcuts. Ask yourself, what kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to be the person who gives up when things get tough, or the person who stays the course no matter what? Discipline helps you become the latter. It turns you into someone who is reliable, who is dependable, who can be trusted to finish what they start. Every time you discipline yourself, you are telling the world, I'm in control. You're saying that your goals matter more than your excuses, that your future matters more than your comfort. Discipline is the ultimate act of self-respect, because it proves that you believe in your potential enough to invest in it, to protect it, to nurture it. Remember, discipline is not about being hard on yourself. It's about being kind to your future self. It's about making decisions today that your future self will thank you for. Every time you resist a temptation, every time you follow through on a commitment, you're giving your future self a gift. If you think discipline is hard, try regret. Discipline may be challenging in the moment, but regret lasts a lifetime. Regret is the realization that you could have done more, that you could have been more, if only you had chosen discipline. Choose discipline, because the alternative is far more painful. Look around at those who have achieved what you aspire to achieve. You'll see that behind every success is a story of discipline, of countless hours spent honing their skills, of sacrifices made, of temptations resisted. Their success is not luck. It's the result of disciplined action over time. You won't always feel motivated, and that's okay. You don't need motivation to act. You need discipline. Discipline turns your goals into non-negotiables, things you do because you've committed to them, not because you feel like it. Discipline takes feelings out of the equation and replaces them with a solid commitment. Becoming disciplined is a journey, not a destination. It's a continuous process, something you work on every day. Some days you'll slip up, and that's okay. What matters is that you get back on track, that you recommit to your goals, that you keep going. Discipline is about resilience as much as it is about consistency. Let discipline be your guiding force. Let it be the reason you wake up every morning with purpose, the reason you can look in the mirror and feel proud of the person staring back. Let it be the force that drives you to improve, to grow, to become the best version of yourself. If you're serious about your goals, discipline is non-negotiable. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. Without discipline, your goals are just fantasies, your potential remains unrealized, and your dreams stay out of reach. But with discipline, anything is possible. With discipline, you are unstoppable. So, discipline yourself. Because every great achievement, every meaningful life, every lasting success begins with self-discipline. Discipline yourself, and watch as the world around you transforms. Discipline yourself, and you'll discover that the person you've always wanted to be is already within you, waiting to be unleashed. Now is the time to choose. Choose to discipline yourself, to put in the work, to stay the course. And as you do, remember that every act of discipline is a vote for the person you are becoming. Make that person someone who inspires, who endures, who never settles. Make that person you. Discipline is the promise you make to yourself and the commitment you honor every day. It's the quiet, steady power that builds empires, that shapes lives, and that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. When you discipline yourself, you're creating a standard, a level of excellence that becomes the new norm for you. Think about every time you overcome temptation, every time you stick to your plan, every time you push through discomfort. These moments build character, they build resilience. Discipline is like a sculptor, chipping away at your weaknesses, revealing a stronger, more focused you beneath the surface. The truth is, everyone wants success, but not everyone wants to put in the disciplined work it requires. Everyone wants the reward, but few are willing to embrace the process. Discipline is the gatekeeper between desire and achievement. It's the price you pay to make your dreams come true. When you discipline yourself, you take control of your life. You stop being reactive and start being proactive. You stop drifting and start directing. Discipline empowers you to choose your path, to shape your future, and to become the person you've always wanted to be. Self-discipline is not just about achieving external success. It's about cultivating internal peace. It's about knowing that you are living in alignment with your values, that you are making the most of your time, that you are honoring your potential. Discipline gives you the peace of mind that comes from knowing you're doing your best. Every time you choose discipline, you strengthen your mind. You build mental toughness, resilience, and grit. Discipline turns obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into setups for comebacks. With discipline, even the most challenging situations become stepping stones toward growth. Discipline is the fuel that takes you further than mere talent or luck ever could. It's the unwavering commitment to show up every day, no matter how you feel, because you know that each small effort compounds over time. Discipline gives you control over your actions and, ultimately, over your life's direction. It's the courage to choose growth over comfort, knowing that every challenge faced makes you stronger. Discipline means setting boundaries, not to limit you, but to protect the things that matter most. It's the daily decision to push beyond what's easy and strive for what's worthwhile. Self-discipline is not a sacrifice. It's an investment in the person you are becoming. Each time you choose discipline, you're choosing to rise above excuses and embrace excellence. Let discipline be the voice that tells you to keep going, even when things are tough. In the end, discipline is the true measure of how much you believe in your own potential. In the end, discipline is not about forcing yourself. It's about freeing yourself. Freeing yourself from limitations, from mediocrity, from the chains of inconsistency. Discipline is the path to self-mastery, the path to becoming someone who can be trusted, relied upon, and admired. Think of every disciplined decision as a brick in the foundation of your future. Every time you choose discipline, you're building something meaningful, something that will stand the test of time. And one day, when you look back, you'll see a life built by countless acts of discipline. Remember, discipline is not a punishment. It's a gift you give to yourself. It's the foundation of every success story, every breakthrough, every victory. So today, choose discipline. Choose to believe in yourself, to push through the challenges, to keep going when things get tough. Discipline yourself because your dreams deserve it. Discipline yourself because you deserve it.